Is it better to be loved than feared, or feared than loved? This age-old question has intrigued philosophers, leaders, and thinkers for centuries. It delves into the very essence of human nature and governance. This question, posed by Niccolò Machiavelli in his famous work, The Prince, has echoed through the corridors of power for centuries. Machiavelli's insights have been both revered and reviled, sparking debates on morality and pragmatism in leadership. Machiavelli, a 16th century Italian philosopher and writer, penned this political treatise as a guidebook for rulers. His work was revolutionary, challenging the conventional wisdom of his time and offering a stark, unvarnished view of political power. The Prince is not your typical bedtime story. It's a manual for those who seek to understand the mechanics of power, a text that strips away the idealism often associated with leadership. It's a candid and sometimes unsettling exploration of how power is gained, maintained and wielded. Machiavelli's observations are as relevant today as they were in the 16th century, offering timeless lessons on the nature of authority. Machiavelli doesn't sugarcoat his words. He presents a pragmatic, even ruthless view of leadership in a world where danger lurks around every corner. His advice is often stark, urging leaders to be prepared for the worst. Imagine a kingdom as a delicate house of cards. Each decision a ruler makes can either strengthen the structure or bring it tumbling down. The balance of power is fragile and requires constant vigilance. A ruler's task is to keep it standing, even if it means making tough choices. These choices often involve moral dilemmas, where the right decision isn't always the most ethical one. Machiavelli believed that a ruler must be willing to do whatever it takes to protect their state and ensure its survival. This might mean making unpopular decisions, but in the end, the stability and security of the realm are paramount. Machiavelli's world is one of constant struggle between the ruler and the ruled. This dynamic is not just a relic of the past, but continues to shape modern societies. The tension between authority and the populace is a timeless theme, reflecting the complexities of governance and human behavior. He argues that human nature is inherently self-interested. People, whether in the marketplace or in personal reflection, are driven by their own desires and ambitions. This self-interest can lead to competition, conflict, and a constant jockeying for position and power. People are driven by ambition, greed, and a desire for security. These motivations are universal, transcending time and culture. Whether it's a business person climbing the corporate ladder, individuals counting their wealth, or families seeking safety, these drives are ever present. In this environment, a ruler cannot afford to be naive or overly trusting. The stakes are high, and the consequences of misjudgment can be severe. A wise leader must always be vigilant, constantly assessing the landscape and making strategic decisions. To maintain order and stability, a prince must be shrewd, calculating, and even manipulative when necessary. This doesn't mean abandoning morality, but rather understanding the harsh realities of leadership. The art of ruling requires a delicate balance between ethical considerations and practical necessities. This doesn't mean being cruel for the sake of cruelty. True leadership is about making tough choices with a clear conscience. It's about knowing when to be firm and when to show compassion, always with the well-being of the people in mind. Instead, it's about understanding that sometimes difficult decisions must be made for the greater good. A ruler must weigh options carefully, considering both immediate impacts and long-term consequences. The goal is to create a stable and prosperous society, even if it means making unpopular decisions. Think of a shepherd protecting his flock from wolves. The shepherd's role is not just to care for the sheep, but to defend them from threats. This analogy highlights the dual responsibilities of a ruler, to nurture and to protect. A kind shepherd cares for his sheep, but he also knows when to use force to fend off predators. This balance of kindness and strength is essential for effective leadership. The shepherd's vigilance ensures the safety and well-being of the flock. Similarly, a ruler must balance compassion with a firm hand to safeguard their people. The ultimate goal is to create a harmonious and secure environment where the populace can thrive. This delicate balance is the hallmark of true leadership, ensuring both stability and prosperity for all. The Prince is like a playbook for rulers, offering practical advice on a range of topics, from building strong armies to navigating the treacherous waters of diplomacy. Machiavelli stresses the importance of appearances. A prince must project an image of strength, confidence, and even ruthlessness, even if it means masking their true feelings. This is because perception often shapes reality. A ruler who appears weak or indecisive invites challenge and rebellion. Picture a lion, the king of the jungle. A lion doesn't need to roar constantly to assert its dominance. Its mere presence commands respect and fear. Similarly, a ruler's reputation can be their most powerful weapon. Machiavelli famously uses the metaphor of the lion and the fox to illustrate the dual nature of leadership. A ruler must possess both the lion's strength and the fox's cunning. The lion represents courage, decisiveness, and the ability to inspire fear. The fox embodies intelligence, strategy, and the willingness to use deception when necessary. A successful ruler knows when to roar like a lion and when to outsmart their opponents like a fox. Imagine a game of chess. A skilled player needs both powerful pieces, like the queen, and cunning strategies to outmaneuver their opponent. Similarly, a ruler must employ a combination of strength and guile to navigate the complex world of politics. Section 5. Virtù and Fortuna. Two key concepts in Machiavelli's philosophy are virtue and fortuna. Virtue, often translated as virtue or skill, refers to a ruler's ability to adapt to changing circumstances and seize opportunities. Fortuna, on the other hand, represents fate or luck, the unpredictable forces that can either help or hinder a ruler's plans. Machiavelli argues that while fortuna plays a role in human affairs, it is ultimately virtue that determines success or failure. Think of a captain navigating a ship through a storm. The storm represents fortuna, the unpredictable forces of nature. The captain's skill in reading the winds, adjusting the sails, and keeping the ship afloat represents virtue. Section 6. The ends justify the means. Perhaps the most controversial aspect of The Prince is Machiavelli's assertion that the ends justify the means. This phrase, often misinterpreted, doesn't advocate for indiscriminate cruelty or immorality. Instead, it suggests that in the pursuit of a greater good, such as the stability and security of the state, a ruler may sometimes have to make difficult choices that might be considered unethical by conventional standards. Imagine a surgeon performing a life-saving operation. The surgery itself might be painful and invasive, but the ultimate goal, saving the patient's life, justifies the means. Section 7. A Prince's Legacy. Machiavelli believed that a ruler's legacy is not determined by their personal morality but by their effectiveness in preserving the state. This idea challenges the conventional wisdom that a good ruler must also be a good person. Instead, Machiavelli argued that the ends often justify the means, especially when it comes to maintaining power and ensuring the stability of the realm. A prince who is loved but unable to protect their people from harm will ultimately be remembered as a failure. The affection of the people is fleeting if it is not backed by the ruler's ability to safeguard their lives and property. In times of crisis, the true measure of a ruler's worth is revealed. Conversely, a ruler who makes tough choices, even unpopular ones, to ensure the survival and prosperity of their state will leave a lasting legacy of strength and stability. These decisions might not win the ruler immediate praise, but history often looks kindly on those who prioritize the greater good over personal popularity. Think of a builder constructing a bridge. The process is meticulous and requires foresight and planning. The builder must consider not just the immediate needs, but also the future demands that the bridge will face. The builder may use strong materials like steel and concrete, even though they are not the most beautiful or delicate. These materials are chosen for their durability and strength, ensuring that the bridge can withstand the test of time and the elements. However, these materials will ensure the bridge's strength and longevity, allowing it to stand the test of time. Similarly, a ruler's legacy is built on the foundation of their decisions and actions, which must be strong and resilient to endure through history. Section 8. Timeless Wisdom for Modern Times. While The Prince was written over 500 years ago, its insights into power, leadership, and human nature remain strikingly relevant today. Machiavelli's work continues to spark debate and discussion, challenging us to confront the complexities of power and the difficult choices that leaders often face. Whether you agree with Machiavelli's methods or not, The Prince serves as a stark reminder that the pursuit and exercise of power are rarely neat and tidy affairs. Section 9. A Mirror to Power. The Prince is more than just a guidebook for rulers. It's a mirror reflecting the realities of power in all its complexities and contradictions. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about human nature and the choices we make in the face of ambition, fear, and the pursuit of power. By understanding Machiavelli's teachings, we gain a deeper understanding of the forces that shape our world and our own roles within it. So, the next time you encounter a leader, a decision, or a situation where power is at play, remember Machiavelli's words and ask yourself, is it better to be loved or feared than loved?